All right, okay. We're live, we're rolling. Hopefully everything's going to work out this time. Hopefully fingers crossed everything should be working out this time. Fingers crossed. All right, we're doing it. Live, we're good. First things first, I want to apologize for getting on way later than usual. I was struggling with network issues earlier on today, but that should be fixed now. And if it's still a problem, I'm going to sort it out before the end of the week. So I want to thank you guys and girls for joining and giving me the sweet time out of your day. We're gonna break into it. We're gonna break it down. We're gonna talk about the point. The point is this, guys and girls. We do so many freaking things over and over and over again that we aren't really like consciously thinking of doing that are hurting us, that are holding us back, right? And I don't know if you're like a I don't want to like be like a hippie spiritual person or anything like that. And I'm not that kind of person or anything, but personally for myself, I believe in the universe teaching us things and telling us things at the right time and sort of offering wisdom and knowledge at a certain time, at actually the time that we need to hear it, right? So the thing is, I mean, I'll give you a slight example for myself. Um, for myself, I would go through so many points of adversity and kind of not take the core essence, at least the meaning or the moral of the struggle, and like moving forward. And not to say there's anything wrong with hippie or spiritual people, and that's just you picking that out there because I'd never said there's anything wrong with anything hippie or spiritual, but I'm being pretty much unilateral. I want to like hit everyone's spectrum, not just those types of people. I'm not speaking to a specific type of person, speaking to everybody, right? So if you're not a hippie spiritual person or you don't view yourself to be one, I'm still talking to you, even though it sounds hippie and spiritual sometimes. All right. So that's just to clear that up. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, focus on the topic. All right. So for me, it would be like I'd go through like fucking horrible things sometimes. Sometimes they weren't all that bad, but I'd go through horrible things and I wouldn't really take the moral of it and like, run home with it. I wouldn't really like, you know, actually like absorb the information that I was supposed to, that the universe was telling me, right? Like for example, there was a time where I was supposed to go somewhere, I was supposed to book a trip, and something happened the weekend before, and I wasn't able to go to the trip anymore due to something else that happened. I won't get into the details and stuff like that, but because of what happened, guys and girls, I wasn't able to go, and I thought to myself, shit, maybe if I didn't go to this place that night, or if I didn't do this that day, I would have been able to, in a better position and actually go to the spot that I wanted to go to. And like, of course, there's regret and things like that. But the thing was, I didn't actually learn my lesson because following that time period, I was still doing things that honestly could have resulted in a similar outcome as the one that I experienced in the mistake. And again, I'm not going to dive too deep into the what these mistakes are. Addison, I see you. Emily Addison, I see what's up. Um, and this is the thing. I want you guys and girls to sort of relate because I do know that you can relate and resonate with what I'm talking about. But more along the lines of the fitness aspect. And of course, if it does apply to any other like facet of your life, of course, relate to it and take it with you. I really want you to use your brain to sort of like just dissect this live stream slash podcast today. I really want you to like think of the last time that you were taught a lesson by the universe and you didn't actually, use the lesson that was being taught to you, right? So the first thing I want to talk about, which is the most relevant thing that I can bring up, to be honest with you, is these are all going to be questions. They're all going to be what questions, actually. And these what questions are based off of things that I want you to ask yourself. Okay. If you're struggling with fat loss, if you're struggling with changing your body, building muscle transformation in any way, shape, or form, my question to you is this: what happened with the New Year's resolution last year? We're streaming on all platforms. Just to say, and a shameless plug: if you aren't already subscribed to my YouTube, that's MATT space BUTALE, Matt Butale. Check me out on YouTube in the search bar. But what happened with your New Year's resolution last year? I want to know, right? Like, think to yourself, what happened? What did you do with what you said last year's New Year's resolution? Okay, most people, they get to a certain point in time of their life where it's like, shit, I made so many mistakes, or at least I've done so many things that have held me back when it comes to nutrition and fitness, that like I get to this point now, right? And at this point of like no return, like it's like a boiling sensation of like, ah, I can't tolerate this anymore. Like this has to change. With the new year comes a new me, right? And it's normal, right? Like not just with the fat loss and all that stuff. I'm talking about habits in general, bad habits that need to change. People just get to a point where it's like I've reached so much, I've done this so much, I've reached a point of like frustration with myself that I have to change. And what better time to change than the new year, right? So the new year, everyone makes a New Year's resolution. Ask yourself this, and this is rhetorical as far as I'm concerned. Okay, whatever happened to the last time you said you were going to start something and you didn't start it? Again, guys and girls, there's 44 days until New Year's. All right, 44 days is just 2 weeks over a month. If you really look at it, it's almost exactly a month and a half. It's almost a month and a half away. Okay, so in 1 month and one half, it's going to be time for you to do what you said you were going to do. But this is the question: what happened the last time you said you were going to start on the start date? And also, why did you wait so long to do it 44 days from now, to start your fat loss journey 44 days from now? Why? Why not start today and take advantage of the extra month and a half that you have? Like, what's the excuse? So, is money an excuse? Is time an excuse? Is organization an excuse? All of these things are definitely excuses. But what changes between now and then? Won't they be an excuse in 44 days anyway? I never understood that. Okay. What happened the last time you skipped the gym? And what lesson did that teach you? Right? What happened the last time you skipped the gym? And what lesson did that teach you? Huh? You felt like shit. And it probably, again, I'm not trying to be all hippie and stuff like that, but sometimes a little bit too harsh, but for a good reason. Because I feel like if we don't push ourselves to get to where we need to get to without creating some arbitrary start date and wasting time to wait for the start date and then never starting anyway because of the excuses you already have. If we sit there and we waste time, you know, or waste resources taking advantage of what we have now, like you got a gym. Remember when you couldn't go to a gym because COVID and you're still going to skip the gym? Like that was a lesson we all learned in COVID and we were all sitting on our asses without a gym. Even those, oh, you're only limited to your living room and going outside for a walk even. You're taking advantage instead of taking the lesson. Did you learn your lesson from sitting throughout the whole entire fucking quarantine suffering? Did you learn your lesson from not taking on last year's New Year resolution? Did you learn your lesson? Did you learn your lesson from procrastinating your start date and pushing it back? Like, oh, I want to start to lose weight on the 1st of January 2022, but there's 44 fucking days until January 2022, and you're just going to wait to start then? You're going to lose a perfectly fine 1.5 of a month for nothing because you want to wait. What happened the last time you did that? What happened the last time you cheated on your diet? And this is why I'm bringing it up, guys and girls, because it's human nature to not do the thing that we know is going to hurt us. But when it comes to these things, like like our own goals and our own like health and fitness, we become oblivious to it, right? Like think of it. Think of the last time, and if you ever did this, if you're one of those kids, raise your hand. I was definitely one of those kids. If you're one of those kids that touched the stove when it was hot and you burned your fucking hand, you learned really quick to never put your hand on a hot stove. You just did. Okay, unless something's wrong with you and you've got something for heat like that. But that's what happens. You learn your lesson by getting fucking burned. And cool. You want to start on your New Year's resolution day because you don't have enough money to hire a coach. You don't have the time to organize a fitness routine yet. You don't have the energy to commit to a new routine. Cool. Just remember, like the first time you touch the stove, it will burn you. The same way you said you wanted to start burning fat, transforming your body last year in your resolution, and that didn't happen. Learn your lesson. Like, learn your lesson. How many times, guys and girls, are you going to repeat this over and over and over again? Behavior of procrastinating, of saying one thing and doing the other. Like, how many times are you gonna go through this motion and not learn your lesson? Like, that's the question. Ask yourself. I'm not even asking you. As I said, ask yourself these questions because you have the answer and only you will have the answer. All right. So that brings us to the end of our live stream today. That's it. That's all. I really do appreciate each and every single one of you for giving me the time of your day each and every single day, Monday to Friday. Again, I do apologize for getting on a lot later than usual. I was struggling with network difficulties earlier on. So, in the week that might be a recurring issue, but I'm really working on my end to fix that. So, again, I appreciate you guys and girls so much. Thank you so much. Again, subscribe to my YouTube channel if you haven't already. That's MATT space BUTALE, Matt Butale. Search me out in the search bar there for more content. These replays of the live streams, treat it like a podcast. You know it's good. I appreciate each and every single one of you guys and girls. If you have any questions at any point in time, never, ever, ever, ever hesitate to reach out to me. I'll always be here to help you. This is literally why I do this. I want to give you guys and girls the answers live and direct. Well,